Hello, it's Nemesis Nick here. I'm a keen fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's time to talk Eurovision. The Lithuanian national final for the Eurovision Song Contest 2023, Pabandom naujo 2023 final took place yesterday evening, 18th of February 2023. I watched Pabandom naujo 2023 final live online from the UK yesterday evening. As you probably know, 10 finalist songs took part. By the way, I didn't see any of the preview videos of those songs beforehand, so last night's live performances during the show were my first ever time of seeing or hearing them. Based on yesterday evening's Pabandom naujo final performances alone, here are my points of view on the 10 songs. By the way, I can't speak Lithuanian. I've tried listening carefully to the names which were called out during the show, but please excuse me if I mispronounce any Lithuanian artist names or song titles. Song 1, My Eurovision, Do What You Do. It's difficult judging the first song, especially if, like me, you've not previewed any of the songs beforehand. After a slowish first verse, the chorus is somewhat punchier. I don't think it's punchy enough to justify the burst of strobe lighting that appeared, though. The patterns on the background screens provided a worthwhile enhancement, though. On the whole, not bad, but I didn't think this would win Pabandom naujo, let alone the Eurovision Song Contest. Song 2, Moonbee Rumour. Well, the singer has a good voice and she sang well. The song isn't bad again, but again, for my first time hearing it, it didn't do much for me. Song 3, Juste Kroyuleta, Need More Fun. Now for a livelier song. It's a bit stop-start for my liking early on, but thankfully that effect didn't persist through the whole song. Considering the style of song, it's hardly surprising the performance included some strobe lighting usage. Song 4, Paulina Theatre, Let Me Think About Me. Another lively song with a punchy beat at times. It's hardly surprising it's included strobe lighting during the punchy sections. Other times there was good use of light beams with background patterns. Paulina has a good voice and she sang well. Song 5, Beatrix, Like a Movie. Another lively song, and at the time this seemed to me like the best song so far in it, that it's catchy. The lead singer's performance was generally okay, but it sounded as though she was half singing, half talking at one point. I liked the way they had the drum kit on stage. I felt that was particularly important for a song of this style, but it was unclear whether the person seated at the drum kit was actually playing for real or just miming. I must admit, I did put on ESC United forums when we reached it. We're now halfway through the songs. I hope that the remaining 5 songs will be better, but obviously I still didn't know what was ahead of me at the time. Anyway, on with the rest of the songs. Song 6, Rotemur, Solo. Well, the song isn't bad, but I think the singer's voice could have been stronger. I'm mystified as to the significance of the ladies on roller skates. Was that a flashback to a skater in Believe in the Eurovision Song Contest 2008? Also, was there any significance to a red kiosk, which to me resembled a British red telephone box? It had that one? Were they hoping to have that on the stage in Liverpool to resemble British red phone boxes of yesteryear? Song 7, Il Senso, Spane. We've had Il Volo at the Eurovision Song Contest in 2015, they represented Italy. So last night we had Il Senso comprising 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen trying for a place in the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. A good opera, Sparne is a good operatic ballad, and it was well sung where there was good harmony at times. The background imagery and lighting was appropriate for this style of song. The trouble is, over time of a performance, my concern was, will this style of song appeal to voters at the Eurovision Song Contest in May? Remember, the Eurovision Song Contest semi-finals this year will be determined on televoting only. Song 8, Petunia, Love of My Life, a ballad featuring a lady at the grand piano and 2 backing singers. The lady at the piano has a beautiful voice and sang well whilst playing or miming a piano. The stage was predominantly dark with the piano under a spotlight and light beams around the stage edges. A beautiful song, but likely to be forgettable at Eurovision. I don't think this song, put it this way, I don't think this song could have replicated the success of Arcade, which represented the Netherlands in 2019, and funnily enough, Duncan Lawrence reprised Arcade yesterday evening as one of the interval acts. Put it this way, I don't think Love of My Life had the winning potential of Arcade. Anyway, on now to song number 9, Gabrielis Vigalis, Schauksmus, I hope I've said that correctly. Another ballad, this one sung by Gabrielis Vigalis. He has a good voice and sang well. I haven't seen an English translation of the lyrics, but based on my first time viewing and listening of this performance, it sounded to me like a rather sad song. It's generally quite slow, but for some mysterious reason it got a little livelier towards the end. The white squares and diamonds, blue near the end on background screens enhanced this song. Finally, song 10, Monika Linkytė, Stay, the final song of the evening, and it's another ballad. At the time of the performance, I felt this was one of the better ballads last night. Monika has a beautiful voice and sang well. Whether or not this would succeed in Eurovision is another matter, though. Those are my thoughts on the songs as they were being performed live last night, and as I've already said, that was my first ever time of seeing or hearing them. I hadn't read any of the lyrics or English translations of the lyrics or done any background reading of the songs beforehand, and I hadn't watched any of the previous videos of the songs beforehand, unlike Norway and Denmark the last 2 weekends. I tried ranking the entries in my Eurovision scoreboard, but I had difficulty ranking some of the songs. It took me until after a second recap to finalise my ranking. Anyway, here is my ranking. Bear with me a minute. I'll just find my ranking. I shared my ranking online, by the way. Right. My ranking last night in my Eurovision scoreboard, 10th, Juste Koyoleta, 9th, Mario Junts, 8th, Moon B, 7th, Paulina Pokštetieta, 6th, Petunia, 5th, Beatrix, 4th, Rutamor, 3rd, Gabrielis Vigalis, 2nd, Monika Linkytė, and 1st, Il Senso. Right, that was my rank. Those are my thoughts Yeah, that was my ranking. I was mystified by the scoring system, and it didn't help that I couldn't understand the host's commentary in Lithuanian. Anyway, this afternoon I've seen the full results on Wikipedia, and I've noticed that Monika Linkytė won the jury vote with 12 points, but finished second in the televote with 10 points. It was the other way round for Rutamor, who finished second in the jury vote with 10 points, but won the televote with 12 points. Consequently, both Monika Linkytė and Rutamor finished with 22 points each, but Monika Linkytė won and Rutamor finished second. Evidently, the jury vote must have taken precedence under tiebreaker rule. So the winner is Monika Linkytė Stay. Congratulations to Monika Linkytė for winning with Stay. She will now represent Lithuania at the Eurovision Song Contest 2023 in Liverpool in May. I've watched the winning song Stay a few more times after Pabandom naujo 2023 final ended yesterday evening. One thing that mystifies me is the refrain. One version I've seen in online lyrics, and in one version of the song I've found online after yesterday's show. Yesterday's evening is my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, finally my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, my heart is beating, finally my heart is beating. However, the version Monika sang in her main performance and the closing refrain was multiple instances of tutor or tutor, plus an instance of finally my heart is beating. According to Google Translate, tutor or tutor means I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Time will tell which version of the refrain she will perform at Liverpool in May. Anyway, looking ahead, Lithuania is drawn to perform in the second half of Eurovision Song Contest 2023, second semi-final on the 11th of May 2023. It's difficult to predict what hope Lithuania has of qualifying for the grand final at this stage. So far, the only other entry from the second semi-final I've seen and heard is Denmark's entry. The United Kingdom votes in the second semi-final, but time will tell whether or not I'll want to vote for Lithuania that evening. At this stage, Stay is a song that might end up on my wouldn't mind qualifying list. Obviously, I'll be in a better position to judge when all second semi-final entries are known and I've seen and heard them all, and ideally the exact running order is known. Good luck to Monika in the Eurovision Song Contest 2023 second semi-final and in the grand final if she gets there. Well done also to the other 9 artists for getting to the final after battling their way through one of 2 heats and one of 2 semi-finals. Do you think the right song won Pabandom naujo 2023 final last night? If not, which song do you feel should have won out of the other 9 finalists, and why? Alternatively, was there a song eliminated at one of the earlier stages which you should have made it all the way to the final and won last night? For your information, I haven't heard any of the songs which were knocked out at the earlier stages. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video, remember to hit the like button, and if you're liking all my Eurovision videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, create good vibes 24/7. Goodbye, daboch, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, arrivederci, do widzenia, do popatrzenia, visogaro.